Well, good morning, our beloveds. This is another day, and another day, and another day, nestled within another day. You all really, truly have no understanding about the concept of time, what it really means. You see your days, and your weeks, and your months, and your years, and yet these are man-made constructs. Now, there definitely are patterns. There's no doubt about that. But how you define the pattern is as critically important as how you live within the pattern. Once you define the pattern, you by default also describe or define the solution. When you see something as broken, then you feel a need to fix it. Whereas when you see or describe something as evolving, you help it to grow or evolve by navigating it. So for example, if you have a beautiful vine that is small and it needs support in order to successfully grow up a surface, a wall of sorts, you then can create the solution for it to grab to in order to successfully grow up and out. If you look at grapes and how those have been trellised as compared to a morning glory, or maybe even just a tomato plant that gets large, what is it that you do when you see something as evolving? You build supports. But when you see something as broken, your solutions look very different. When a leg is broken, you cast it after you reset it. When your window is broken, you, if you have the means, pull out the glass and replace it with something new. When your relationship is broken, you oftentimes cast it out and set aside those growth opportunities and instead find a new person with whom you can grow. But have you ever actually given any thought to conscious development within a particular experience? What if you have two people who are really and truly willing to grow through the difficult times, because the growth with a known entity is easier than the growth with an unknown entity where you have to start from scratch. It is a time where many of you will choose more long-term partners soon, because your growth phase is less about growing in love and more into self-exploration, if that makes sense. But maybe self-exploration isn't all that there is either. We are not wanting to limit your growth opportunities, nor your desires of self-expression. We just wanted to share that as you evolve as human beings, your connection with others, your relationships, your partnerships, your love interests will begin to change dramatically, because you will understand the nature and the purpose of what each contrasting person is here to teach you, you will be less likely to jump ship and more likely to explore the what if, because you will see love as an experience, not as a desired goal at the end of something. It will be self-love and love for others, and you will find greater compassion for your companions, whoever they may be. Friends, lovers, children, family members, those who are in the community with you. You will find greater understanding as you allow others to be their own unique unicorn while you express your own stripes, stars, spokes, spires, spirals, fractals, petals, pedaling, pedaluming, whatever it is. You will find so much joy in your expression of self that you will be able to collaborate with others who are also in that phase of expressing self. And you will find more in common, and you will, believe it or not, focus less on what you don't have in common and what irritates you. The more that you can focus on the blessing or blessings in your lives and less on what irritates you, the more you will be able to turn your shit into shitola. Shitola is so much prettier than shit, but it requires a diligence to stay on board and figure things out from a perspective of growth versus abandonment and regret and rejection and resiliency. You will see with time what this means, but we wanted to prime the pump or provide a precursor for how you will collectively and individually begin to grow now, because your journey is not to find money and purpose in money and power and purpose and power, but instead just collaboration. And what is collaboration? Where you unanimously and harmoniously choose to work together with many cooks in the kitchen instead of a sous chef and all of the underlings, if that makes sense. You will find it. You are on your path. You are on your way. It's just a bit bumpy when you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, because your elbows and your butts and your shoulders and your heads will bump into one another as you figure out a new pattern, a new way of experiencing this journey to explore your anus, which is filled with joy and laughter, but oftentimes shit as well. And so it is. Namaste.